The subscription ran out and now it wants to send me advertisements. And here I can just put that there and it'll record fine.
Nice.
So, lots of things. Somewhere in here, Clements admits that Sherry took a computer from the office.
Okay. Let me see what you're talking
Well, just hold on one second. We'll go through the papers in a row. This is a receipt from your evidence from the FOIA request. And this is the receipt for the computer that Sherry stole. And it says not purchased. Someone wrote not purchased and then crossed it out. And I think Sherry, that's Sherry trying to cover her tracks. She's saying, no, Dorothy never purchased that. We can go through things. These is your police report, Each of the individual things, there's no evidence of this charge. This is a completely fabricated charge, And this is obviously, there's so many lies that has to be orchestrated. But if you go back through your own work, right? I put notes here. There's no evidence. They say that this bill was unpaid, but it wasn't due for 15 days. So you can't say the bill's unpaid when it's not due yet. You just gave her the bill as she was leaving for Africa. And she just paid all the bills to date before leaving for Africa. So she wrote them all the checks. There's clearly no payment due. And again, this is all your police report. There's no evidence of any of these things. Not true, spoken. You have the evidence to prove a lot of this contradictory. There's some things that are really concerning. Here's more lies. And again, we could go through each of them, but here's one that's more interesting. David Sisk, we gotta depose him because he says that he investigated Dorothy for citizenship fraud. Well, of course, you interviewed Wendy Wells. In the FOIA request, they did not give me the Wendy Wells interview or any information about Wendy Wells.
You're telling me I interviewed Wendy Wells, or you're asking me?
Well, the legal documents suggest that you do. From the.
And you're saying Mike Terramano.
No. I don't mean you. I mean.
You just stood here and said you interviewed Wendy Wells.
I mean the police department. I talked to Wendy Wells.
Okay. The Seneca Police Department.
I think so. I'm not 100% positive about that.
You can't make a declaration, you interviewed Wendy Wells, without giving some context. You with me?
Yeah,
Hang on,
sure.
Stay on this line, right? Stay on this one, right? You stated you interviewed Wendy Wells. Was that a statement or a question? And also, you're suggesting that the Seneca Police Department did or that Mike Terramano did? I just want to make sure.
I believe the Seneca Police Department spoke with Wendy Wells.
You believe the Seneca? Okay.
All right.
And what's the point of that? Let's stay with that.
Because I think that's where a lot of these lies originated from. And so this David Sisk says that Dorothy tried to gain citizenship in every possible way. Here's the problem with that. Dorothy's a Ugandan politician. If she loses her Ugandan citizenship, she loses her ability to run for politics in Uganda. Dorothy has never applied for citizenship in America, ever. So it's just another lie from David Sisk. I don't know if he really told you this or if this is, we got to depose him. That's all I'm saying. We got to depose David Sisk because this is a lie in this report, but I don't know where the lie originated. I don't see anywhere where you originated lies, Mike. I see a lot of lies told to you and that you didn't go look for evidence for any of them. That's what I see, but it's okay. I mean, even things that you had evidence against, in your own police report, you say that David, the owner of the building, was his name David? I forget, the owner of the building, George, I think, said that the rent wasn't paid. But you have the rent check, and so...
Oh, that's civil, though. That ain't got nothing to do with it.
Well, when people lie in police reports, they're often lying to cover themselves up.
Lie in police reports? What do you mean people lie in police reports?
So George said the rent wasn't paid.
Okay, he didn't lie in a police report.
Well, you interviewed him.
Right, so
he lied to the police.
Okay, those are not the same statement.
All right, well, that's fair.
Be very clear with our words. That's the problem. You state,
it's all going to come up. You can depose me at any time to get clarification for anything.
Zero intention of deposing.
Well, someone will. It's okay, though. I'm looking forward to it. And so I just noted up so that you know what questions are coming. I don't want to be hidden. These are my personal notes. It's just that there's no evidence for any of these things. There's lots of evidence that Sherry Burgess told you a ton of lies. I mean, a ton of lies.
So is there no evidence you're going to show us?
No, we're getting to it. We're getting to it. Just relax, man. You really that busy that you don't have that much time for me? You don't have time for me? I've only been here a few minutes.
I'm just wondering if you have new evidence.
Yes, I do, sir. And if you ask in a polite way, without that tone, we won't even have any confrontation while I'm standing here. So this is a motion to admit. from the lawsuit. And I just highlighted things, that are clearly concerning. The point being, the motion to admit clearly states that they had no permission from Dorothy to enter the building. It clearly states that they took things that Dorothy paid for. That's theft, They clearly states that, and you can go through, I don't need to go through every last detail with you. It's just, I'm giving you a heads up what's coming. You know what I'm saying? This is the information.
I don't know what you're saying.
This is the information that's coming to be addressed, and hopefully publicly, right? We just want a public address that this information exists. I tried to highlight and comment. There's a lot of lies that they're caught in here, and you have the evidence to prove that those are lies, and we will prove in court that they're lies. And then it shows that Sherry opened the door for Clements Electrical, that Sherry organized Clements Electrical to come and take their things from the building, that Clements Electrical knew they did not have permission to be in the building, so on and so forth. And that's in that.
All civil.
This is from civil, but from under oath, right? So these are admissions under oath. And here's a series of text messages. I think, and they submit these things into evidence.
Who's they? What do you mean?
This is from the Clements Electrical. So this is Brandon. This is Brandon, who works at Clements Electrical, and this is Jason Dix, who works at Clements Electrical. And, some things are clear. They're trying to run her credit card when they know Dorothy nabbed the card. That's what they say.
Dorothy what?
Dorothy nabbed the card. They're trying to run the card, and it's canceled. And
okay, so what do we do with that information?
well, part of the reason that they justified stealing her things, I mean, you tell me, dude, if they stole her things, why did you not investigate them stealing her things?
What did
No,
they
but-
steal? Or they get back
Well,
what
Clements-
they installed in the building that wasn't paid for?
Right, that was paid for. So they installed a bunch of stuff in the building, which was paid for. The employees quit, which you have the record of, on January 4th.
On January 4th, Dorothy told Sherry, "You are my manager."
Well, we can go back through the text. No way. No.
You say we can. We literally have with you and Dorothy. This is the problem. Is you don't even remember this conversation.
Well, we should sit down with the evidence. Show me that text.
We literally did. We did that in Chief's office. You, me, Dorothy, Chief, sat in the office and literally talked about the fact that Dorothy...
There was
Hang
no
on, can I please
communication.
finish? I sat here and
All right,
patiently
fair
listened to
enough.
you. I literally have the screenshots, and I have it because Dorothy was the one who provided it to me. That she texted Sherry in the first week of January and said, "You are my manager." Those 4 words.
And stop working and hold the keys, correct?
You are my manager.
Stop working and hold the keys.
You are my manager is literally present tense English that says, you are my manager.
Look, we don't need to have it out. I don't expect...
Whoa. You can't say and then change the topic and go back to this.
We don't have the evidence. We don't have the evidence sitting here.
We literally
Well, where
do.
is it?
Dorothy,
I brought my evidence.
Dorothy brought it to me.
Well,
and then the 4 of us reviewed
listen,
it. We did this.
There's not that much of a
did
rush.
this
We'll
months
sit
ago.
out
We
one-
did this month. Let me
1
finish,
second.
please. This is the problem.
But you're
You won't
talking
let
without
me finish.
evidence in front of you.
I'm trying to remind you of a conversation that the 4 of us had with the evidence that Dorothy
Nice,
brought.
they send a man out.
What? I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know what you're talking about. He might be doing something else. We literally had the conversation, the 4 of us. This is the problem. I'm trying to stay in the vein of
No, so I agree with you.
Please let me finish. Please. I stood here and listened to everything you had to say. We stood here and we sat in Chief's office, and the 4 of us had the conversation over the text message where Dorothy said, "You are my manager." That's present tense English. So what I'm trying to dispute is specifically the point that you're saying that she didn't have the authority. But when Dorothy is the one who brings me a screenshot of our text message conversation where she's telling Sherry, "You are my manager," it's the same evidence.
Look, it's
we
an
went over.
investigation. It's not a resolution. So I'll give you all these
So you
things.
don't want to hear these things.
No, I do. I'm
You
going
don't
to go
hear
home
these
and put the evidence together and come back.
We've
I
had
know,
that
I'm not hearing it
discussion
at all. I will come back over.
and over and over and
Listen,
over
sir,
again.
there are so many lies in your police report. So many lies told to you. Not that you created the lies. The lies were told to you with zero evidence. Zero evidence. And there's all the evidence that said things were stolen from her factory. They're stolen. If you don't own them, if you install them, and then you take them back after they're paid for, that's called theft. That is called theft.
Do you understand and comprehend that this case has been shown to a solicitor and they denied any?
Yeah, I don't like the solicitor either. That's okay.
Do you not comprehend that?
Do you
do
think?
you understand
Do you
that?
think I'm unintelligent, sir? Do you really feel that way? Can you look at my face and listen to me speaking and say I'm unintelligent? And what's your name again, sir?
I'm Lieutenant Sutherland.
Lieutenant Sutherland.
Yep.
All right, well, look, you guys can keep all that. And if you have any questions, please follow up. And I will follow up with the evidence of whatever text messages. And if you're right, if I reread those text messages and I see it your way, I'll happily concede that part of that argument. But there's a lot of arguments in those documents.
Let me tell you where we're gonna go from here. We're gonna send a referral to SLED and have SLED ask them to take a look at this case again.
I appreciate that.
And, that's all we can do. mean,
I appreciate that. But add this to the evidence when you do that, please.
As far as Seneca Police Department's part on it, we've done everything we possibly can. Our solicitor says they're not.
No, I don't
willing
believe
to
that. You
prosecute.
intentionally, you decided Dorothy was a criminal before you started investigating the crime
Okay,
she
now you're
reported.
putting words in people's mouths.
No, I've
I'm not
decided
gonna
that.
listen to
Yeah.
that crap.
Well, I don't care if you listen to it or not. It's
All
going
right,
to all come
we're
out
done.
publicly.
This is not
We're
evidence,
done.
right?
We appreciate it.
It's just questions that are going to come up that you might want to know are coming,
So
but
we
no,
can
it's not
have
evidence.
this?
Absolutely,
All
sir.
right, we're done. Have a good day.
Do we need to make copies?
No, you can have it. I just wrote notes on there for you really fast last night so that you can know what we're thinking.
Okay. I'll tell you what.
Trying to be polite.
I'll tell you what, I'm gonna make copies of these. Because what ends up happening is there ends up being disputes about what was turned over or what wasn't turned over. So I would rather make copies, so then that way there's no.
Oh, certainly. I don't mind.
So that way there's no.
No, that's fine. I
So that way
appreciate
there are
that.
no accusations of modification, of,
No, I appreciate that.
changes and things, so yeah.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Oh, yeah.